Welcome to my channel. Here, you'll find real videos about spy stories, covert operations, and mysterious events. If you're interested in the world of shadows, secrets, and true cases, you've come to the right place. Kulbhushan Jadhav, a man with two identities, from a simple businessman in Iran to a controversial spy in Pakistan. It's claimed that he was an undercover agent for India, carrying out secret missions in Balochistan. His arrest sparked an intelligence conflict between the two nuclear powers, India and Pakistan. But still, no one knows who he really was or why he was destroyed.
The sun hung heavy over the Iranian port city of Chabahar, a quiet place brushed by dry winds and the distant smell of salt from the Arabian Sea. Streets buzzed with the slow rhythm of trade. Fishermen shouted by the docks, trucks rattled through dust-clogged alleys, and among the day's anonymous passers-by walked a man in his 40s. He carried himself with calm purpose, neither too relaxed nor too cautious. His name, at least to those who asked, was Hussain Mubarak Patel. An Indian businessman. An electronics dealer. A man of trade. At least, that was the surface. Beneath it lay a web of intrigue so tangled that even years later, no two sides could agree on where the truth ended and the theater began. His real name, according to Indian military records, was Kulbhushan Jadhav, a former officer of the Indian Navy. But the Pakistanis would soon have a different title for him, a raw spy operating under deep cover. It all started, at least officially, on March 3, 2016, when Jadhav vanished without a trace from Chabahar. What exactly happened that day remains unclear. Iranian authorities said little. No reports, no local arrests, no extradition papers filed. One moment he was there, moving between his supposed import-export contacts. The next, he was gone. Just a shadow that dissolved into the desert wind. But within days, Pakistani media exploded with a dramatic announcement. Jadhav, they claimed, had been captured inside Balochistan, a restless southwestern province in Pakistan plagued by insurgency, smuggling, and deep-rooted separatism. Pakistan's intelligence services, the formidable Inter-Services Intelligence, ISI, presented him to the world as a serving officer of the Indian Navy turned covert agent for India's external intelligence agency, RAW, Research and Analysis Wing. According to Pakistan, he wasn't just any spy. He was a key figure in fomenting unrest, sabotage, and terrorism on Pakistani soil. In the dim, echoing corridors of a Pakistani intelligence safe house, under constant surveillance, Jadhav's fate was sealed long before the cameras were turned on. On March 24, 2016, he appeared in a video confession aired across Pakistani channels. He looked exhausted, but composed. In fluent English, he admitted, calmly, that he had joined RAW after retiring from the Navy and had been tasked with coordinating destabilization efforts in Karachi and Balochistan. He claimed responsibility for funding and organizing separatist groups, and for fueling chaos. But the world was skeptical. India immediately rejected the video as coerced, calling it a fabricated confession under duress. They claimed that Jadhav had no ties to the government anymore and that he was kidnapped from Iran, not arrested in Pakistan. They pointed fingers at a third country widely believed to be Iran, and demanded consular access, which Pakistan repeatedly denied. The world watched as two nuclear-armed neighbors spiraled into yet another bitter intelligence standoff. Pakistan charged Jadhav with espionage, sabotage, and terrorism. He was tried not in a public courtroom, but by a field general court-martial, a military tribunal held in complete secrecy. Lawyers were absent. Witnesses were unnamed. The proceedings were sealed. In April 2017, Jadhav was sentenced to death. India reacted with fury, taking the case to the International Court of Justice, ICJ. They accused Pakistan of violating the Vienna Convention, particularly the right to consular access. Pakistan defended its position, claiming the rules didn't apply to spies. The case became a diplomatic chess game, played out not just in The Hague, but in the court of global public opinion. Away from the courts and newsrooms, something else was happening. Indian intelligence, RAW, kept silent. Their official stance remained that Jadhav had retired from the Navy and gone into business. But unofficially, whispers circulated that Jadhav had been embedded in Chabahar as part of a larger Indian surveillance operation on Pakistan's port of Gwadar, just across the border, China's billion-dollar Belt and Road investment. Some said he had been watching Iranian ballot trafficking networks.
No one knows where he is right now. Some say he was a hero. Some say he was a traitor.
Which RAW believed were being exploited by IC. Others said he was coordinating supply lines for insurgent groups inside Balochistan. Some Indian insiders even admitted, off the record, that he knew the risks. That Chabahar was never truly safe, that the IC had eyes there too, and that one day, he might not return. And yet, Jadhav kept going back. Why? Was it duty? Obsession? Or something deeper? The international showdown in July 2019, the International Court of Justice ruled that Pakistan had violated international law by denying consular access. The court ordered Pakistan to review the death sentence and allow India access to Jadhav. But Pakistan, while allowing a single consular visit, refused to overturn the verdict. Jadhav remained in custody, under heavy guard, and virtually invisible to the outside world. Indian officials described the meeting as staged, with microphones and cameras recording every word. They said Jadhav looked pressured. His speech felt rehearsed. He spoke like a man who knew he was being watched, every second. Even now, no one knows where exactly he is. A hidden prison. A military compound. Is he even alive? Today, Kulbhushan Jadhav is more symbol than man. To Pakistan, he represents India's covert war, a face for decades of proxy conflict, border skirmishes, and sabotage. To India, he is a patriot caught in a political storm, possibly a pawn, possibly a soldier, but certainly forgotten in the shadows. His story is a ghost story. The kind whispered in military halls, in intelligence briefings, in diplomatic corridors. A man who stepped too far into the dark. A spy who never returned. A name that both nations want to forget, but never will.